Shocking Hollywood news. The Golden Globes are finally fun again. Just 3 years ago, the Golden Globes was cancelled, both in the culture wars meaning of that word and quite literally. Decades of controversy, corruption, and race scandals left the soirée, often billed as Hollywood's booziest night, disgraced. The organization and its accompanying telecast have been scraping its way back to legitimacy since, and, because you can't keep a town full of sentient egos away from a party thrown in its honor, the industry has returned the Globes back to its status as a major awards stop in kind. And so, through the power of an organization willing to evolve and a town's inescapable narcissism, the Golden Globes have pulled it off. Once again, it's the most fun awards show of the season. After 2 years of pointlessness and the embarrassment of last year's telecast, miracle of miracles, Sunday night's Golden Globes was good. Let's face it, 90% of America has not seen or maybe even heard of most of the nominees. A significant number of the films aren't even in wide theatrical release yet, while the amount of streaming services you'd have to subscribe to in order to see all the featured TV series would bankrupt an average person. So, awards shows live and die by 2 things: a host, and winners who understand what it means to give a good speech. The Globes got that in its ace MC Nikki Glaser, comedy roaster extraordinaire, who approached the gig with just the right mix of affection for the platform and understanding of the lunacy of the bombast she was presiding over, combating its notoriety for handing out trophies to the most famous stars who were the nicest to them, nor who gave them the best bribes. This year, the organization also rewarded an admirably diverse, deserving group of winners. The sprawling, ambitious epic Shogun, the impeccably written comedy Hacks, and the harrowing, zeitgeist-seizing Netflix hit Baby Reindeer dominated TV categories. The Brutalist and Emilia Perez were big winners on the film side. A 3.5-hour odyssey and a Spanish-language French musical with a transgender lead are not the stuff that would have been championed in Golden Globe Awards past. Audiences were likely grateful for the night's levity, as that is what the telecast had historically promised, yet lost in the admirable push for all award shows to intangibly mean something in recent years. Glaser kicked things off by welcoming the audience to Ozempic's biggest night, wisely steering clear of jokes that would likely trigger groans from a humorless Hollywood crowd, while managing to still detonate some provocative punchlines that wouldn't offend too much. Impossibly, that included edgy one-liners about alleged assassin Luigi Mangione, the never-ending parade of Hollywood predators, even after #MeToo, and the trickiest, a bit about Diddy and his freak-offs that somehow managed to land. And even when she did name-check and lightly roast stars, she singled out the likes of Timothée Chalamet, Nicole Kidman, and Stanley Tucci, the ones who have shown the rare showbiz ability to laugh at themselves. By the time Glaser broke out into a musical mashup honoring Wicked and Conclave, only to interrupt herself because of how terrible it was, she had clearly won over the room. Presenter banter managed to swerve around the landmine for cringe comedy, thanks to smart pairings like Mindy Kaling and Kate Hudson, Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley, Awkwafina and Melissa McCarthy, and Seth Rogen and Catherine O'Hara. Besides their hilarious extended bit about the fake Canadian movies they starred in before becoming famous, the latter 2 got huge laughs for finally calling out what everyone, both at home and in the audience, had been thinking. The positioning of the camera with the ballroom behind it and the teleprompter inches from the presenters' faces was awkward to the point of undignified.